So this is my rainy day Florida project that I've been working on. In the one video you could see the transmission, the factory transmission mount where the drive shaft comes out on the front. There's not a whole lot of room and I had to trim it down to get it to fit. And I have a double cardan drive shaft in there now as a mock-up, and there's really no room now. So I ended up getting rid of the factory center transmission mount, and I wanted to design something that would support the transmission and the transfer case. So I got some clear plexiglass and it kind of came up with a template that I wanted. Cut it out and then ended up getting 3/8 steel plate and cutting out the steel plate. So it's kind of a work in progress, but overall this is what it looks like. I still got to cut the corners off. I just did a rough cut on it until I knew exactly how everything was going to get placed, but I'll end up cleaning up that corner, and then this will actually follow the black line and up. But that's what it looks like. The cross member is 2.5-inch square tubing. It's 1/4 inch thick, and since I already have a new transmission mounts, I didn't want to go out and have to get a different set of mounts, so I'm pretty much designing this around the factory mounts. I ended up drilling a hole through there. The top is ovaled for the top mount, and then the bottom is just a round hole. Ended up being a steel sleeve that'll pass through there. That way when you tighten the mounts down, the sleeve will stop it and it makes it so that you can tighten it down. This is the bottom of the factory mount, so the sleeve will come and it'll rest on that, just like the factory setup is. So that'll end up going there, and then I'll weld 1/4 inch plate on both sides, the same length as this, so that'll keep it from rotating. So still got to cut that out, but that's what it looks like. Cutting a 3/8 plate wasn't easy, took a little bit, but it's getting there. At least it kind of ties everything together. So once you take the plate off, get all this out of the way. Right there is the oval, so that the mount itself, since it's oval, can fit in there. It just slides in like that. Then that's what the plate looks like. Like I said, just start out with the plexiglass. I use the plexiglass as clear, that way I kind of get a rough idea of how everything goes in there, and I'm not really guessing, but that's with the plexiglass on there. So I just traced it all out and kept doing measurements before I really got too far with the metal. So I use this as my rough design. So trimming it, using a porting bit. It still needs a little bit of clearancing on it, but it's set up to where it supports the transfer case. It's one solid piece, so it'll hold the transfer case and the transmission. And then it's thick enough to where it's not going to distort, so I can use it to tighten down the backing, the cover, and then the output for the rear drive shaft. So this will push up against that and then up against the seal, and I'll be able to torque everything down. When I go to weld it, I'll do my tack welds with all these bolts tightened down, and I'll end up pulling the transfer case out and I have somebody come do the final welding on my brackets. I'll do it all with it torqued down on the plate, so when it welds, hopefully it doesn't become distorted. But it's getting there. You got the fill hole for the transfer case, and then you got the drain for the transfer case. I may end up switching to studs, or I might use bolts for holding it up against there. But that's what it looks like. Still a little bit of cleanup work on it. On mine, I have the synchronized 205, so it has the splines on there. So on the back side of this plate is basically a relieved circle so that the plate can sit all the way against it, which is another reason why I use 3/8, because relief in it, it goes from 3/8 and it kind of thins out to be a 1/4 inch thick. So it's still plenty thick enough. And it just took a little bit of time. I just kept going around with the grinding wheel, making a circle until I had enough clearance that the splines on the cover wouldn't hit the plate anymore. That's it. So I'll drill a hole through the side plate so my speedometer cable can go back in. That solves that, so then I won't have to worry about the front drive shaft hitting the mount, because the mount's not going to be there anymore. That's it. That's the newest update.